You're alright there, folks. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you as always. Hope we've all had a good weekend. I've had a lovely little 2 days off after my night shifts. Ready to go. Back on business for Austria and Switzerland. Got a couple games. Not a lot, not too many. About 3 or 4 that I want to look at. Not sure if I've got anything official as of yet. We'll get to that when I get to it. I'll definitely throw a couple of parlay pieces out there. But before we get into it, like the video if you would, subscribe if you're not. If you want to support the channel, links in the description and the pinned comments along with the picks. You can do just that, only if you want to. Where do we start? I'll tell you where we'll start. We'll start in Austria. So we've got we've got 4 in Austria. Only really one that I want to talk about, maybe 2, call it 2. So, look, first things first, Zverev's going to beat this kid, isn't he? That's his name, Schwarzler, however you pronounce it, the Austrian kid. Yeah, they all love him over there. They all love him. I don't think being a home favourite's going to matter much in the first round against Zverev on the hard court. I really don't. 1.03 on the decimal. You're not going anywhere near that, are you? Straight sets isn't going to be much better either, so I'm sure I'd spread 6.5. Fucking hell. You're getting a whole set, basically. Near enough plus money, well, evens, pardon me, for a full set for this kid. Oh, no. Not going anywhere near it. It's just not worth it, is it? We know what's going to happen. It's just how it's going to happen. If you're taking the dog there plus the points, please do let me know, but it's 5.5, 6.5 for a reason, innit? Zverev could easily cover that, easily. And the other one, we've got Berrettini and Fuskovic here, so getting Berrettini, call it 1.35 on the decimal. Head-to-head's 2-1 to Berrettini. He did not look good against Dom Stricher in his last game. He didn't look good at all. I say he didn't look good, not taking anything away from his opponent. He looked fantastic. It's not what I need if I'm looking on taking Berrettini in this. Martin Fuskovic, I mean, how he flapped that game to Felix Auger-Aliassime, I don't know. I'm not saying something in it. Although Felix, he's quite good on the indoor hard court. I'll give him that. He should be beating Fuskovic anyway, but anyway, it's irrelevant. He's beat Pavel Kotov in qualifying in straight sets, and he's just beat Richard Gasquet as well in 3. Long game for Fuskovic, 6-3, tiebreaker in the second, that went to Gasquet, and then 6-3 again for Martin Fuskovic in the third. He's tricky. He's tricky. There's one thing we've learned over the years, especially, as he's getting on a bit. He's not really getting on. What is he, about 32, 33? It's in tennis we say that's getting on, but it's not really getting on, is it? I mean, he's more than capable of winning games, especially at this level. Berrettini, just going off his last match, he looked like he was there for the taking, although I have to admit, we've done is praise Matteo Berrettini over the past couple of months. He's been brilliant, and he's been really good. Let's not forget he has been coming back to fitness this year, and overall good shit from him. I haven't really seen Fuskovic since the US Open, and what we have seen of him, he's went 3-1. He's beat Rafael Collignon straight sets. I knew he would. Obviously, he got beat by Aliassime, then he's beat Kotov, Gasquet. I think this is a little bit too close for comfort. You can get 3.5 for Fuskovic on the spread there. I wouldn't be so comfortable just taking Berrettini on the money line. At such a short price like that, I'm just going to stay off it. Look, Jakub Mensah, Alexei Popyrin. Mensah are slight favourites in this one. 1.71 on the decimal for Jakub Mensah. I'll just say, straight off the bat, I think he beats Alexei Popyrin, I really do. Alexei Popyrin ain't been too good recently. Hasn't been that good since the US Open. Fantastic in the Masters. As we all know, he was fantastic in the Masters, but I can't help but think that, I'm not going to use the word overachieved, but he was most definitely he was operating at a much higher level than what we all expected. And a lot of people are saying, oh, Poppering's fell off this and that. He's been fairly shit since. I wouldn't necessarily say he has. I'd say he's just sort of playing at the level that we know he can play at. Which is, it's a fairly consistent level, innit? We'll give him that. Since the US Open, though, I mean, you know, considering he was fantastic over the Masters and over the summer, since getting beat by Tiafoe in the US Open, he will. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 and 4. Beat Thomas Mahac, beat Pedro Martinez, got beat by Thomas Mahac, beat Kekmanovic, just been beat by Dimitrov in straight sets. Not bad losses. You know, Tiafoe was decent in the US Open, Humbert, alright, he should be beating Popperin on his day. Mahac was unplayable over in the Asian swing, and then, you know, Dimitrov, it's Dimitrov, innit? Jakob Mensah, I just feel like he's been a lot more consistent. He's already got 2 games in the bag as well. He won both his qualifying matches in straight sets. We did just watch Jakob Mensah take a set off Djokovic in Shanghai as well. Let's not forget that. He was fantastic. In Shanghai, actually, Pedro Martinez, Andrei Rublev, Shevchenko, Dimitrov, he dropped a set to every one of them, which is why I'm a little bit worried about the spread, because he could easily drop like a 6-1, 6-2 set. We've seen it happen more often than not. Going off current form, I'd pretty much be going for Jakob Mensah in this one. It just depends on it. If Poppering's going to play like how he was playing in July, August, then it's a different story. But overall, on consistency, I think Jakob Mensah's just got a little bit more of what you're going to need in this sort of matchup. 1.7 on the decimal. Sad. That's sad. That could just be a unit lock. He's just beat him in Croatia as well, not that long ago. It was on the clay. 6-3, 6-2. Bags of confidence there. Especially after that Djokovic game. Come on. It's got to be Mensah, hasn't it? It's got to be. And then last one, wrapping us up in Austria, is Flavio Cobolli and Davidovich Fokina. And Davidovich Fokina is a favourite in this one. And I think Flavio Cobolli beats him, you know. I do. I really do. Much more impressed with Cobolli, not only recently, but just overall on the season. Been fantastic, and he's done good for us this year. Davidovich Fokina has been and remains so inconsistent. Even when you think he's got a match stitched up, it's never over until it's done with him. You just don't know what you're gonna get. Going off his last 10, he's won 4 of his last 10. Who's he beat? He's beat Medvedev. That was back in the Masters in Canada. He beat Zhang in Beijing, Gabe Diallo, Shanghai, and he's just beat Thiago Tirante in the first round of Stockholm before he got beat by Stan Wawrinka. There's losses to Thomas Mahac, Andrei Rublev, Hijikata, fucking Tiafoe, Arnaldi. Yeah, like I said, it'd be Cobolli or nothing in this. I might just throw it there as a unit lock as well. I really might. Last time we seen him, when was that? Shanghai. He got beaten straight sets by Djokovic. No shame in that. You know, he's actually beat Stan Wawrinka recently, which, you know, everyone fucking struggled to do them the past couple of days. Got beat by Medvedev in Beijing. Nothing wrong with that. That loss to Zizou Berg, and then another loss to Medvedev in the US Open. 6-4 in his last 10. You know, he's beaten Duckworth, Zizou Bergs, Griekspoor, Bublik, Kotov, Wawrinka. At a dog price like that, I think Flavio Cobolli beats him. He's already beat him in Washington on the hard court this year as well. So, yeah. What more do we need to say about that? What more do we need to say? Do we really trust Davidovich Fokina? I don't. Dog money on Cobolli there. I'll probably stick that down as a little unit floater. I don't mind it. at all. Let me know what you think on them. And then, yeah, that's it for Austria. Moving on to Switzerland. Pretty much rinse and repeat with this one. One or two I've got my eye on. The rest of them, I'm not so sure. I don't know who I can trust here. So, first things first, Andrei Rublev, Nuno Boge, Rublev 1.16. No chance. Not a chance am I betting this game. Like, when was the last time we seen Nuno Boge? I haven't seen him for ages. What was it, US Open? Around that time, yeah. He got beaten straight sets by Medvedev in the US Open. He did beat Jakob Mensah, Kokkinakis, Federico Coria on his way to the Medvedev one. That was the round of 16. Yeah, feels like I haven't seen him in ages. Doesn't that US Open feel like months ago, by the way? Doesn't feel like last month, does it? Well, it was the start of last month, but it feels like fucking time ago. Rublev's just shat the bed to Stan Wawrinka. He beat Alexander Muller before that. He's been beat by Mensah. He got beat by fucking Boo. Dimitrov. It's rough. It's so rough. He's won 6 of his last 10. Probably wins this one. This is a layup, innit? This should be the layup that he needs, but we know we can't trust him. Doesn't even matter who he's playing anymore, does it? We can't trust him. We can't. The only way you'd be looking at that, because I really don't fancy taking Nuno Boge just as a fade towards Rublev. Rublev should be winning this. The only way you're going to get value out of it is if you take the spread or straight sets, and like I said, zero trust from me, staying well away. Duckworth and Pesci Pericard, fucking no chance. 1.65 for Pesci Pericard. Duckworth's already beaten before, I'm sure that was a while ago. Yeah, just Pericard's been poor, hasn't he? He's been so poor. He's on a 4-game losing streak. He's won 2 of his last 10. Been beat by Jordan Thompson, Mackenzie McDonald, Zhang, Echeverry, Hanfman, Alcaraz, Wawrinka, Sabo Field, all on the hard court. Why wouldn't he get beat by James Duckworth? He's won 7 of his last 10. Alright, challenge your games nonetheless, but at least he's qualified for this. He's won both his qualified games in straight sets. Alright, the opponents weren't up to that much scratch, if I'm being honest with you, but it still stands. I wouldn't be going anywhere near Pericard, as I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere near him for a good while anyway. He's got no return game. I'd take Duckworth plus the points, or just take an over or something, because Pericard just cannot return that tennis ball whatsoever. Approach that one with severe caution. And you know what? Something in the back of my mind just said, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Daniel Altmaier's playing Artifice, and I'm not betting it. Why? Artifice is French. You might be thinking, yeah, but not necessarily for that reason alone. Artifice is him and Humbert, probably the only 2 Frenchies that I don't mind taking. Head-to-head's 2 apiece here. Daniel Altmaier, he's been. It surprises me that he's here. He's qualified. He's qualified for this, was it? Yeah. I think he beat Jesper de Jong, and then he beat Jacob Fernley today. Well, yesterday. Pardon me. Artifice should not be getting beat by Daniel Altmaier whatsoever. We haven't seen him since that game against Carbias Baena in Shanghai, and we know how bad he was. But he was absolutely fucked from Tokyo, weren't he? He was, weren't he? Right? He was. He definitely beats Daniel Altmaier, but I do not fancy getting fucked over on this one. I really don't. 1.3 on the decimal, like I said, he should be winning. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. He's had plenty of time to get his shit together. Like I mentioned, Altmaier's already had 2 games in the bag. He should be feeling confident coming into this. Like I said, he's already beat him this year. He played each other 3 times this year, actually. 4 times since the Paris Masters last year, actually, So, yeah. So, they played each other in Auckland start of this year, but that ended up being a walkover. Altmaier pulled out of that one in the second set. So, realistically, the only win on the hard court in this matchup does go to Daniel Altmaier. That was in the Paris Masters last year, 6-2, 6-4. Other than that, Artifice beat him on the clay in Barcelona this year in 3 sets, and then Daniel Altmaier's beat him in Madrid in straight sets this year. There's something about it. There's something about this one, and I do not like it. I'm just going to sit and watch, and look, I assume Artifice is going to get through to the next round, but I'm not rolling the dice on that. I'm really not. He was shit against Carbias Baena, weren't he? I know he's not going to be like that in this tournament, but no, it's enough of that. And then, look, these last two here, I'm so tempted to parlay these two together, or at the bare minimum, I'm going to stick these as parlay floaters anyway, little parlay pieces at the bottom, so you can do with them as you will. I think Matteo Arnaldi is going to beat Roberto Carbias Baena. 1.55. I've got it at 1.6 on 365 here for Arnaldi. Surely he beats him. I will say this, Roberto Carbias Baena has been putting some good sets in, putting some good games in on the hard court as of late. You know, getting himself a little bit more accustomed to it. I don't mind that. He did just nick a set off Alex de Minaur. I think that's maybe why we're getting a price like this. Matteo Arnaldi, last time we seen him in Shanghai, he took a set from Medvedev. Did have that really close game against Fada, but I think the level is shown at the end of that one. Look, Matteo Arnaldi's another one, isn't he? I really like him. He's been so good to me the past year or two, but he makes it hard for himself sometimes. This is my only worry, is Matteo Arnaldi will beat himself, if anything, in this game. Probably looking at that game against de Minaur for Carbias Baena, going, he took a set off him. Why won't he take one off Arnaldi? I don't blame you for thinking that at all. I just think there's something up with de Minaur at the moment. I don't think he's fully fit. We've just seen him get fucking ran around the court by Hugo Gaston. Dropping sets to Carbias Baena on the hard court, getting beat by Hugo Gaston. That is not very de Minaurish, is it? We just mentioned him beating Artifice. He beat Dominic Kepfer as well, and I'm sure he fucking bullied him, didn't he? 6-4 and then bageled him. Oh, it's dicey. It's very dicey. But I feel like we've seen what happens to Carbias Baena when he comes up with someone who can just, put in a strong ball against them. Matteo Arnaldi's not unlike Alex de Minaur. He's a lot more aggressive. I feel like if he can keep on top of his serve, he needs to not let him in the game. That's all we need from Matteo Arnaldi. The bare minimum, do not let Carbias Baena into this match, because the way he's been playing lately, it would not surprise me to see him spring an upset. Maybe that's why the odds are the way they are. I'd expected it to be a lot shorter on Arnaldi's part, but they're not. Maybe it's a trap. I beg to differ. I'd be going with Arnaldi. It'd have to be. Nice little price there. It's a decent parlay piece. You'd only need that on another one. Or you could just go for that on its own. I don't know. Let me know what you think. And then wrapping us up for day one. Save the best to last. You've got Hugo Humbert versus Kim. Is that Jerome? Is that how you say that? Jerome Kim or Jeremy? Is it Jeremy or Jerome? I don't know. I'm looking at him now. He doesn't look like a Jerome, but it's most certainly spelt like it. Anyways, it doesn't fucking matter, does it? Call it 1.4 for Hugo Humbert. Now, like the Arnaldi pick, I'm pretty certain, I'm 95% certain Hugo Humbert wins this game. You've got to be. Although, look, I'm not going to sit here and go on like I know a lot about this lad he's playing. I really don't. I have had a little eye on him. I've kept a bead on him. Through qualifying, he did fucking smoke out of Rinderknech as well. Alright, Rinderknech hasn't been the Rinderknech as of the years gone by, but even still, that result stands, and then he can't remember who he beat in the other one. Hugo Humbert last time out was that one against Monfils. Fucking remember that. Painful to watch that, weren't it? Should have retired. Should have retired. He would have saved us some money if he did. Other than that, good shit recently. Good shit on the hard court as well. It's like, this is Hugo Humbert's domain, innit? This is his domain. And what do I always say? I know he makes it hard for himself sometimes. When we get later into the tournament, that's when we need to start worrying about Humbert, because he really does underperform. It's usually in the bigger ones, but I always say, don't I, if we can't take Hugo Humbert in the first round, especially against an opponent of this calibre, when can we take him? That's a perfect parlay piece in my opinion. 1.4 on the decimal. You'd stick that with Matteo Arnaldi or Caballi or with practically fucking whatever, innit? Let me know what you're going for. The only problem with this one is this kid is a home favourite, I think. He is. This is a home tournament for him, so obviously if it's tight, the crowd may do wonders for him. We're taking the experience at this level and on this surface with Hugo Humbert over the unknown with the young and game, up and comer, can we say? I don't fucking know, whatever. I'll be going with Hugo Humbert. If anything, I'll be going with Hugo Humbert. Just going to stick it down as a parlay piece. But, yeah, like I said, nothing concrete from me today. Couple of parlay pieces will be in the pinned comments. As always, let me know what you're going for. WTA, ATP, fucking MLB, NFL, it doesn't matter. Champions League. Get on me. I'll be interested to know. Share with the group. Don't be shy. Right then, folks. I'll be saying good night to you. I appreciate you stopping by, spending the time, as you always do. It's very kind of you. Like the video if you haven't. Subscribe if you're not. If you want to support the channel, link in the description on the pinned comments. You don't have to. It's cool if you do. Okay then. Let's go get some cash, folks. Take it easy. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Enjoy the tennis. See you tomorrow.